Ladies and gentlemen, this is the AC-47 Spooky. It was made by Douglas, and this is not what we're doing a story on today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Sergeant John Lee Levitow. He was the loadmaster for the AC-47 Spooky. He was born on November 1st, 1945. Today we're going to be talking about one singular mission that he was a part of. On the night of February 24th, 1969, Airman Levitow would be asked to fill in for the regular loadmaster on the AC-47 gunship call sign Spooky 71. Now his job was to arm and pass the flares to the gunner. These are not regular flares. They're not the ones that you would shoot out of a flare gun if you were in distress. These are 3 feet long and weigh 27 pounds and can burn at over 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. These are massive, massive flares. Now, on this particular night, the AC-47 that he was in was patrolling around the Tonsunut Air Base area. And during this mission, the Long Bin Post, which was a U.S. Army base, fell under attack to the Viet Cong. And it was at this point that the pilot of the AC-47 would bank the aircraft and attempt to engage the Viet Cong from the air to the ground. Now, during this attack, the AC-47 would be hit by an 82mm mortar round in the right wing, which would detonate inside the structure, tearing holes as big as 3 feet wide all the way through the plane and injuring every single crew member on this craft. Now, Airman Levitow would be mortally wounded, receiving over 40 shrapnel wounds, and as he lay there, he notices a flare has ignited. Now he sees this flare, it's going to burn up, it's going to detonate every piece of ordnance in this plane. And in a last-ditch, desperate effort to save his crew, he would crawl over to this flare and attempt to throw it out of the back of the plane, which had its door open, which was the standard protocol for throwing these flares. Airman Levitow did manage to throw the flare out of the back of the plane just before detonation, saving the crew and the plane. They would end up landing safely, and Levitow would make a recovery. Levitow lived, and on May 14th, 1970, he would receive his Medal of Honor from President Nixon. He is the first airman to ever get a Medal of Honor. Unfortunately, he would pass in his home in 2000, and that's the story of Sergeant Levitow.